Hello and welcome to the 8th episode of this virtual panel discussion on brands of Bharat. We've already done 7 of them. Today we'll try and figure out how some of the brands in sunrise sectors like D2C, gaming, e-com, and edutech are building trust and relatability among the Bharat audiences through their efforts in the space of content marketing. Right? So the last 2 years, everyone knows, have been transformed the way brands really operate. But the pandemic has also created newer opportunities for them to develop certain kind of trust with their audience. Brands were able to build stronger relationships with the customers during this time, and the key to doing it well is to have the right strategy and put out the right kind of content. In my opinion, right? As it is said, very few things are as powerful as content when connecting with customers. So let's just welcome today's panel. Basically, today's panel discussion is powered by a premium and sensible content company for Bharat called Nukkad by Stage. They have 65 million plus monthly reach among Hindi audiences. And they produce and deliver very informative, empowering content with humor and satire through some of the fictional characters which are derived from real world, right? And their main shows are focused on finance, trends, entertainment, current affairs, etc. So, and now let's proceed to welcome our panelists. Today we have with us Suman Paul. He's the CMO at 11wickets.com, which is part of Ability Games. Hi Suman.
Hi Rahul, thank you so much for the invitation.
Sure. Charu Tyagi is with us. She's head of brand at Vedix. Hello Charu, welcome.
Hi Rahul. Thanks so much for inviting me here.
We also have with us Abhimanyu Mishra. He heads marketing at Bewakoof.com. Welcome Abhimanyu.
Thank you Rahul. Great to be here.
And a special thanks to Runa Sinha. She's the VP at Nukkad by Stage. Thank you, Runa, for supporting the initiative and agreeing to be my co-host today. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
And now, without further ado, let me begin today's discussion by asking Abhimanyu first. So, there is a basic understanding that content should always be centered around your target audience's needs. Right? So, what are brands like Bewakoof.com doing to create high quality and consistent content? Abhimanyu.
Yeah. See, the core here, which I feel and which Bewakoof strongly feels is that when a consumer or user comes on social media, they want to consume content that is in their best interest, and so it has to work the other way around. Brands have to adapt and put content which users want to see. You'd very rarely see brands doing great on social media where they're pushing just their products or promotions and offers. You have to sort of work your way around, and what Bewakoof does really brilliantly, we engage with around 6 million people in a month, and our overall sort of social media following is 5.5 million. We have a lot of engagement, a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of interaction that we keep doing on a daily basis. Now that's all possible only because we know what our users want and what our followers want. If we went ahead with just promotions, this is a sale, this is a product, this is an offer, we would lose that audience and all of those followers, right? So I think it's very important, and you'll see that very each platform has a different sort of requirement. What works on YouTube will not work on Instagram. What works on Reels, even within the platform, there are different formats. So you have to sort of, I think three things here where you need to know where your audience is, whichever platform they're at, you need to be present as a brand there. And then you should look at cues on what the audience really wants from that platform and format. And then brands have to adjust accordingly. So Bewakoof plays around the humor of, under the umbrella of humor. So everything with to do, with memes to reels to funny content. We do that across all platforms, and not just YouTube, Instagram. We're present on 20 apps, right from your everything that caters to Bharat as well. So right from your Takatak to Bulbul TV and all of these. So we have a 10-member content team who just takes care of all of these interactions on a daily and monthly basis.
Got it, everyone. Thank you so much. Okay, so Charu, how is Vedix through its content marketing efforts adding value to their consumers' life? And how do you bring that authenticity to your content?
Well, Vedix is based on the Tridosha theory of Ayurveda, right? It's a customized Ayurvedic brand. So the Tridosha theory says that each individual's body is made of Vata, Pitta, Kapha, which is their Prakriti. And as one goes along, these get imbalanced, and a person, gets his Vikruti. Now, not many people know about this, right? And we put out a lot of content educating people on the tenets of Ayurveda. So I think the fact that we talk about a 5,000-year-old ancient science, which is Ayurveda, itself makes the content very authentic, because we get all of it from the texts of Ayurveda, right? So nothing that we put out there is made up. It's all from the text of Ayurveda. So that itself is very, very authentic. Secondly, what we do is that we engage with a lot of real and actual customers of ours. So we get a lot of video and written testimonials from all our customers, and we kind of try to put that out on the platforms, because when I see somebody who's like me using that product, who's had that problem, using the product, and then share his or her experience, as a consumer, I'm able to relate better with the consumer. So that also lends, I think, a lot of credibility to the brand. And I think these two things work really well for us in terms of, being very authentic about what we are seeing. And of course, we have a lot of, influencer and celebrity engagements that help us build that trust with that audience, that there are also a lot of known people who are using the brand and engaging with the brand. So I would say these three things for us. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you, Charu. Runa?
Yeah. Okay, I would like to have input from Suman. Suman, the audiences in the emerging Bharat marketplace are also increasingly scrutinizing brand messages and information more than ever before. How do you ensure that your brand stays on the right course with respect to content marketing?
Right. Actually, it has two different filters, to be very honest. Now, the thing, what I do is, I believe in niche marketing. It's because ability games or 11 wickets, it's all about games, right? So when I'm choosing customers, be it from Google, Facebook, different programmatic or any other platform, I always choose those people who has interest in sports, right? Now, once I get a niche customer and whatever product or services we have, it's entirely regarding sports. Now, that becomes very easy for us. You have somebody who loves sports, so be it cricket, football, or whatever that is, then based on it, we decide what kind of content we will be circulating. So there are three different options we pick from, either that humorous or maybe informative, or number three, contest, right? Now, once we decide these three, but we have one different methods to test that which platform works better, as Abhimanyu said, to understand that where shall I put that poll, where shall I put that contest, right? So we put forward those contents towards those channel, and people seem to engage quite a lot. But recently, what I have noticed is, due to last change of FB algorithm, the engagement has reduced quite a lot, and the response we used to get maybe a year back or a couple of years back, it's not that, it's little less than that. So after that, what we did, we tweaked a little in terms of content marketing so that we can reach out to them in a better way. So what we did was we started creating videos more. because we see people, they're more receptive to videos. Almost 97% of marketers, they prefer to put forward videos, is because it's easier to communicate your philosophy, right? So it's easier to communicate that what exactly you are willing to say to them. Now, once I did that, our latest campaign has shown us enormous engagement from our users. And going forward, we are planning to, create some visual infographics as well, in terms of engaging our users when they're, onboarding with us or maybe playing on our platform. Because this is where we are trying to connect a thread with them in terms of emotion. If we fail to do that, maybe they're playing with us, but not for long. And retention is a big part of marketing. So these are the basic principles what I follow when I'm doing any kind of content marketing or initiating any strategy based out of content.
Sure. Thank you so much. I would like to ask Charu. Charu, I
Yeah.
please, requesting your inputs on this, that one-on-one engagement also seems an excellent way to attract and retain audiences. What innovative tools and platform is your brand exploring to drive direct one-on-one engagement?
I think this is a very interesting question, particularly
Yeah,
for Vedix, because
exactly.
I mean, for Vedix as a brand, because for us, customization is the very essence of the brand, and hence the whole philosophy of the brand is one-on-one, right? It begins with when the customer lands on our website, they take a questionnaire which tells us about their Vikriti, like I said, which is their current state of imbalances in their dosha, which further helps us suggest customized products for them. And also following the philosophy of customization, we also have our CS, customer service staff, who's well trained to give the customers educated and well informed responses in case there is any issue with the customer. So the entire experience that we have is very 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 tailored, rather than one size fits all. Another very interesting mechanism that we have is the feedback loop. Once the product is sent to the customer, after about 10 days, we send a feedback form to the customer, which is primarily to judge the efficacy level of the product. And if they're not satisfied, then we send them another set of products, which is better suited for them. And all of this is done with the help of machine learning techniques, which are developed in-house. So a lot of this one-on-one experience that we deliver to the customer is developed in-house. So all the engagement process, etc. We cater to all the technology. We're a tech-heavy company, so all the technology is mostly delivered in-house. In addition, currently we are also looking at some social listening tools and CRM tools that can help us engage better with the customers on third-party platforms. But as of now, all tech is being done in-house.
Okay, so while you are communicating with your customer, that time also this one-on-one engagement is pretty much predominant, I suppose, because obviously,
It's the entire ecosystem that we have is based on that one-on-one, engagement with the customer, because we are giving them customized products. So product that is best suited for your needs based on your dosha analysis. So it starts from there. It starts from suggesting products which is specifically for you, and then getting your feedback. And if it so happens that it doesn't suit you, then we send you another set of revised products. And you can always, we have a huge CS team, the customer support staff, and we actually call them Ayurvedic beauty advisors, because they are trained enough to handle any kind of query and not just sell to the customer. They are there to help the customer, and they go through biannual refresher courses where we keep educating them further on how they can best tackle the consumer problem. So if they say that my hair fall is still not stopping, what should I do? So they're equipped enough to give that kind of a response, and that human intervention helps them a lot. But this entire tech of the feedback loop where a feedback form is sent, and then they send us the, responses, and which further culminates into a lot of data and insights for us. All that tech is developed in house.
Sure.
Yeah,
Thank you, Charu.
yeah.
I would like to ask Suman, next question. Please, share your inputs. Content marketing is all about distributing digital touchpoints wherever your audience lives online. What are some key online habits of your target audience?
Uh, when it comes to analyzing the behavior of our target audience, actually we use CleverTap to understand their behavior and their motive while they're surfing on our platform. So what I have noticed is coming to let me give you a very simple example so that will be easier to understand how we perform auto or autonomous campaigns. If somebody is coming to our platform but they're going back or they're leaving the page very soon, okay, it means at some point they registered, they played with us, now they're coming and leaving, and that is quite often. And once we see that, we try to understand that why exactly they're leaving our platform. So we have different segments provided in CleverTap. Initially, what we predefined, based on it, automatically we create that creates campaign to give them what are the leagues they were searching for. They were leaving is because maybe there are different matches, but not a single match with India. So around 30-40% of our target audience will play only if there is a match here in India, or maybe India is performing in any other country. If other teams are playing there, they're literally not that interested. So in that case, we try to give them different offers. Maybe while they're rolling in, they'll get instant up to 90% discount at times, and we try to bring them back to our platform. Now, this is one kind of behavior. Another, we see that people, they have been spending a lot of time on our platform, but they're not actually joining. So, and we see insights from CleverTap. Mostly, they're either confused and they really do not know what exactly they would be creating in our platform. So this is where our indirect content strategy come into the picture. What we do is we put forward a lot of content helping people to understand how exactly they can create a team. This is not for 11 wickets audiences. This is for whoever loves sport or whoever wants to play in fantasy sports. We put forward generically, they come, they search online, they understand that how exactly they'll be able to create a team is because helping people is the best way to retain them and reactivate them whenever we want. So we try our best, but as of now we had little bit of limitation is because we didn't able to interpret our historic data due to limitations from CleverTap's end, but we are resoluting that part so that we can make it to the optimum level. And the last type of behavior what I have noticed is people come, they neither spend a lot of time, not they go offline. They'll come, create a team, and they'll go. These are the players who actually engages in not only my platform, they play across all the fantasy platform. They know exactly what to do and how to do and when exactly they need to change their team. There are people they create team, but last minute they forget to change their final 11, right? So this is why we help them with 12 man. But those people are very clever and they are professional players. What they do is they'll come, they'll select the team. At times they'll come, change to the right composition, and then leave. Now, understanding these behaviors, we have personalized offers for them. Now, giving the person who has been engaging us, engaging with us, very often, we don't give them 90% offer, right? If somebody is not playing with us for just to play for the next session, we do. So here what we do is we try to do a branding campaign, which is with last year we did with contest like meet Sunny Leone or get merchandise from her, and people they tend to turn out well. So these are three behaviors that I predominantly focus on, and there are a lot of other options as well. But these three are the basic, right? And I think that focusing these all, we cover almost 80 to 80% of our target audience.
Okay. Sure. Thanks, Suman. Over to you, Rahul.
Right. So, Abhimanyu, let's talk about videos, right? Videos are considered one of the most powerful tools in the online world. Do you think that videos work best for generating trust amongst the Bharat audience? Bharat audience is typically your tier 2, tier 3 audience. So, do you think videos work best for them as well?
I was saying, absolutely right. I think everyone on the call has also probably seen the evolution of social media from how it used to be a lot around static content, and now it's so dominated by video content, right? And I think Suman also mentioned about the algorithm changes, and we've seen that, we've acted on it, we've discussed it. For example, Facebook, what you used to get on a static post. Uh, they've sort of shifted their algorithm to more engagement on certain type of videos. You have to adapt there. And I know firsthand the challenges of generating videos, right? Because it's not as easy as generating a post. You have to create content, write a script, do the production cost, or get influencers to sort of or source those videos from influencers and customers. I think it's extremely crucial. Video is the way, especially with Bharat. You'll see that across all the apps, right from your TikToks to, of course, TikTok is not there, but you have all these substitute apps who are mimicking the same trend, and from Prel to all the apps that you see in video shopping as well. I think video is definitely something that brands like Bewakoof should be focusing on. Anyone who's looking to kind of capture Bharat. We, in fact, at Bewakoof have launched our own app called B Shots. That is also catering to the same audience with video content. So it's around styling, it's around DIY, it's around funny content. It's all influencer led. That's heavily dominating the social media today, right? I think there is no other way around that. Brands have to kind of invest in videos and take advantage of social media.
God of menu, I think that's bang on. Charu, since consumers prefer and trust brands with sensible, useful content, how do you turn your content into a reliable pool of information that customers can return to? Basically, they can engage with that content more.
I think the way brands work is, I'll speak for Vedix. We read a lot into data and insights, right? And there is a whole world of data available on the social analytics of all platforms, right? So we read a lot into that, and we see what kind of and we're always, I would say, we're always listening to the customer also. So we obviously see what kind of content is being liked by the customer the most, gets us the most engagement, and we kind of maneuver all our content in that direction and make as much as we can for that. And we're also always listening to their queries, questions. We constantly have people looking at what kind of questions are people asking, and basis that we generate all the content that we put out in terms of what kind of problems are they facing in terms of their skin care, health, or hair care, and we kind of move our content in that direction so that we are able to answer all their questions in the best possible manner. So yes, it's the social analytics, and also internally, like I said, we have this feedback loop wherein we are able to not just improvise on the product as much as we can, but we also gather insights into various kind of problems that consumer has. So we are very consumer centric like that, and we have about 90,000 new customers coming in every month. So it means those many insights, and we kind of we have teams who work on that and collaborate all the data and give it to the content team, and that's how we churn out the content. So it's very, very customer focused.
Got it, Charu. Thank you. Suman, let's talk about a little bit about brand awareness. Does content marketing or can content marketing play a primary role in improving brand awareness for Ability Games or 11wickets.com?
Uh, Technically, yes, but as we all know, we have limitation in terms of time, right? Now, like let's take one simple aspect of it. Like when we started in 2017, 18, now we could have done something by doing or by posting on Facebook, right? Organically, there was something. But if you ask me today, if you create a page and you are doing organic, posting and all, technically organic reach for Facebook is dead, and it will take a lot of time to get to where you used to be a couple of years back. So we need to expedite the process to reach somewhere. Now, if we are talking about awareness, we would need somebody who is a public figure or people knows them, right? Now, if we can create content, people will be knowing about us, and they would know about your brand, what's your name. But there we are missing one aspect, which is the trustworthiness. I mean, until we are tying up with somebody who has fame and people know them, people they don't tend to trust your brand, because you go search on internet, there are enormous number of people or maybe websites they've been providing services, and most of them will not provide you the best service what they have. I mean, 50% of them probably they're running different kind of businesses, or maybe in other words they're scammers. So trust building is very important, and awareness is not enough. At that time when we are providing awareness, if we are communicating to them that we are trustworthy, it means I'm doing two different jobs at one cost. So if I'm putting forward, if we onboarded Sunny Leone in back in 2018, the reason was, let me tell you very frankly, that people know there was a brand called 11 Wickets. We were getting good reach and all, but people were not engaging, right? And when I interviewed people, literally they said, "Why would I trust 11 Wickets?" And when our team asked him, telling that it's just 10 rupees, can't you trust somebody with 10 rupees? He said, "No, we can't. It's because we don't trust the brand. We'll go somewhere, we'll rather deposit 100 rupees US somewhere else where we actually trust the brand." So then we literally felt that we might need somebody, the maximum popularity in youth generation. And at that point, she was, most searched celebrity in across Google. So people will know her. So at that point, we onboarded her, and everything changed drastically. And some of you may disagree with me as well. I understand that, and with due respect, this is my opinion, what I have felt in our industry, because this is real money gaming industry. It's a lot different from other industries. Now, once we saw that we onboarded somebody whom people know, automatically they started connecting with us, they started playing, and we saw enormous growth. If I could show you the analytics, I'll show you that the level was almost 0 1 0 1 0 1. So we onboarded her, suddenly that went up like 40 50% of, automatically that went. We didn't do anything. So while communicating or creating awareness, if we are doing it with with somebody who can endorse us, it's a lot better. Okay. And after that, one thing I must add, creating awareness at the same time, if we are helping people doing a content strategy, that will help you in a long run. For example, everyone, when we all use phones, right? And there are n number of settings we want to change, but we don't know how to do it, so we search on Google. For example, if I need to change one setting in my phone, probably auto notification or switch off the notification for a specific app, we went to Google, we searched for it, and one website called abcd.com, he provided the right information. Okay, I followed it and fixed it up. Now, later stage, I faced something else. Then I searched for a website. I got abcd.com, and they helped me. Now, what if after 6 months, there are two companies who are launching phone servicing, online. One is abcd.com, other one is xyz.com. What will happen? Even if XYZ.com is charging a lot higher, I'll pick ABC.com is because they help me. The trust I wanted, I already have with them. The connection, what I wanted, I already have with them. So I have seen people choosing them who has been trusted, and we run quite a few campaigns around it as well. So content marketing for brand awareness, yes, of course we can, but there are different strategies we might initiate to make it a lot better, because we have limited cost and we need to get optimum results. So this is the philosophy of economics, right? So we have to follow that, and this is what we do because we are bootstrapped yet, so we have limited budget, but we need to gain the maximum out of it. And to be very honest, I'm telling you, the cost of acquisition we have across industry, you go by any gaming industry, they don't have that cost per acquisition. We have very less because we spent thinking a lot of things, calculating
Makes
LTV.
sense.
Yeah.
So, makes sense, Suman. Over to you, Runa.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Rahul. Okay, Charu, the next question is pretty interesting. The e-commerce and D2C sector is seeing new players emerging every day. How do you get your
Yeah.
content to stand out in such a crowded space? You have mentioned in parts, about this particular fact, but yeah, this is a straight question, on this particular insight.
Sure. I would say that Vedix has a very, very unique proposition. We are the only customized Ayurveda brand in the country. Um, I won't be surprised if it's in the world also. And I think that itself sets us apart. The proposition, the offering that we have is very unique, and all of that we're able to do with the help of the content, right? So the idea behind the brand is to replicate the experience that you have when you go to an Ayurvedic doctor online. So, well, it's starting from, people seeing our ad, coming on the landing page, then going to the questionnaire. Then we have a detailed analysis which tells them about their dosha profile, and then further suggesting the products to them. So this entire cycle we are able to deliver with the help of educational content for the customer. So I think that sort of differentiates us a lot. Secondly, I would say it's the doctors. So we have Ayurvedic doctors on board, Ayurvedic formulators who help us make the product, and we actually engage with them a lot. They are very forthcoming and they help us a lot in making the content. So that which will also tie into the authenticity and the credibility part as well, and how it sets us apart also, that we don't just have content coming in from the customers who are using the product, but we also have content coming in from the formulators themselves. So I think that also in a way differentiates Vedix from a lot of other brands. So we use the doctors and their tips of how Ayurveda should work, and also Ayurveda is seemed to be very distant for people. People don't really know how it works, so our effort is also to simplify Ayurveda for people, modernize Ayurveda for people, make it more contextual in today's world. So our content is very different, like that, I would say. Yeah.
Sure, thank you. Well, Abhimanyu, I would like to have your input on how do you incorporate interactivity into your content strategy to bring a personalized touch to the customer.
Yeah, I think Beepoof, thrives on relatable content, and part of it, the natural extension to that is just interacting with customers on that relatable note. Right? Our social media team does a great job in interacting on comments. We make sure we go overboard and reply to majority of the comments that we get, and we get thousands every day. Another part is our customer team, customer care team is is social media, DMs and messages. They're all, even Twitter tweets, right? They're all linked with a tool that we use. It's called Stress Test. So that's being used by the customer care team. There's a lot of interaction that happen there. We use a social listening tool called Agora Pulse. that really helps us, track mentions and respond to them. A lot of hashtag, a lot of our customers sort of upload product images or fan images and tag us. We interact with them there as well. Uh, I think this is broadly sort of the level of interactions we do. On an average, the comments that we do, and we also comment on other pages. It's not just Bewakoof social media handles. We do a lot of comments on other pages. On an average, on a day-to-day basis, we get about 8,000 to 10,000 likes on comments which are part of other social media handles, and we try to interact with other customers. We'll openly kind of go and comment something on Zomato, comment on some celebrities posts, and interact with the users there. I think it's turned out really great for us. It's helped build a perception for Bewakoof for being quirky and being witty. So I think that's the level of interaction that we do at the moment. We would love to kind of go more into the personal space, and that is the plan. Personalized space, sorry. That is the plan in the next 2 quarters.
Well, since Tufan just got released, what kind of response you had from the market since this is just kind of released?
I think it was perception-wise, it was great. We got Farhan Akhtar to sort of do some social media content for us, and our customers really liked how we interacted with them. And that was after a series of doing two campaigns, one with Rajkumar Rao, and then with Sania Manotra, and then now Farhan Akhtar. So that I think that entire link was taken really well. It was overall a positive response.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Well, Suman, the next question is for you. Wanted to know which essential content marketing metrics and KPIs do you set to gauge the success of your campaigns?
Okay. Technically, that differs on the goal what we are thinking before we initiate the campaign. Usually we do two types of campaign. One is performance based, another one is very branding based. Now when it comes to creating content, video content, no matter what I have seen is around 30-40% becomes performance marketing and rest 70% becomes branding. So when it comes to a video content, what I'm circulating towards my audience, my primary goal is to see that how many of them have watched more than 70% of that video, and how much of them has watched 100% of that video. Also, we trigger 25-50% as well, just to understand that how the video performed in that specific industry towards that audience. Right now, when it comes to branding, this is really great if we are reaching out to maximum people and they are engaging. So for branding activities, there are three different predominant KPIs we follow. One is engagement, number two total reach, and number three that whether they have come to our platform or not. Right, so coming on the platform, it has two different aspects. One is installing the app, and number two registering, and these are two primary things. And in terms of understanding that how exactly they have engaged with our content. So performance based campaigns are really great with limited budget. For branding based campaign, they are we can go well. And also I have tried to do quite a few campaigns since last couple of years. Like we went on Twitter trending 3 times last year, and that all started with one of our posts what we did. So while we are doing this, following the trend is very important. So we should not missing out on trend while we are creating content, right? This is why we are able to flow with it, because creating our trend is pretty difficult. But if you see something is trending, flow your brand with it, and give that message to our audience. It's a lot easier, and at the same time we can reach out to maximum people with minimum cost. And for that, those Twitter campaigns as well, we reached around 100 million people in those campaigns. So these are my aspects. Depending on the campaign goals, we track KPIs and we analyze that whether that campaign went well or not. Then we trial and run. This is all about marketing. So if you don't do talent run, there is no opinion. No one can say actually that this thing will work in your business. That will not, or maybe that does. So we need to figure out different ways, trying different options to see whether this is working or not. And that works as well and good. If not, then go for greener pastures. Take another option.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much for your input, Suman. Over to you, Rahul.
Yeah, everyone, thank you so much for your inputs. Now on the last leg of our discussion, and I'm just asking two questions which is aimed at everyone. Let's start with Charu, and then Abhimanyu can take that up, and then Suman can take that up. Basically, the question is that what factors do you keep in mind while choosing content marketing platforms for targeting audiences in Bharat? Right?
Yeah.
Charu, you can go
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, sure. So, Vedix enjoys immense popularity with the Bharat audience, I would say. About 65% of our business comes from tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities. I mean, as these audiences are evolving and, exploring brands, newer brands online, we try to engage with them in their language, lingo, vernacular. It's very, very important when you're talking to the Bharat audience that you talk to them in their way, which is most engaging and easy for them. So our efforts are driven towards that. We use, I mean, almost all channels. I mean, like Abhimanyu had mentioned in the beginning, that it's important for you to be present everywhere. So we use Facebook and Instagram for edutainment and demo content. We also use a lot of YouTube for again educating customers. And I also feel that marketplace is also a very, very important platform for us to drive content for these people. So yeah, I would say these few things.
Well, thanks, Charu. Abhimanyu?
Yeah, I think in terms of factors, there's not a lot. If the audience is using some platform and there's a new platform tomorrow, the brand should be there. As long as it's not way off the brand guidelines in a way. But I mentioned earlier as well, we're present on over 25 platforms. If there are more, we would like to have that and expand our content team. So and the sort of content that we do on ShareChat versus YouTube versus Takatak, there is all different sort of content that we do.
Sure. Thanks, Abhimanyu. Suman?
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. In another word, I'll evolve thinking which platform is giving me my audience. I'll be present there and I'll target them. As simple as that. Regardless the name, I don't really care about the name, but I'll pick the right channel, right method. Or if I don't know what method to use, like I will test with different methods to see what is working and what is not. But wherever they are, we need to follow.
Simple, yeah, right. Thanks, Suman. Now, this is the last question which I wanted to ask, which is about the success stories of success content marketing initiatives that you guys have taken up. It's up to you. You want to share that, or you can also share maybe a content marketing case study that you liked of some other brand. Okay, but we'll be more interested in what Vedix has done, what Bewakoof.com has done, and what 11 Wickets have done. So Charu, again, starting with you, any success story that you want to share?
Yeah, I'll actually talk about a very recent campaign that we did. Recent as in we did it around Mother's Day, but one of important campaigns for us. It was Champi Talks with Vedix. So the idea was that time, the idea was to have an emotional content. So it's also important that with your content, like while you're trying to, like I've said, educate them and all of that, you also want the customer to relate to you and have that emotional connect with you. So the idea behind this was to evoke emotions of warmth, love, and happiness. So we collaborated with a bunch of influencers who helped us communicate this to their audiences, wherein the mother would give the son or the daughter a champi, and it was about remembering your memories as a child when your mother would give you a head oil massage and what you feel at that time, and your those happy memories, the kind of conversations you have with your mother, and the response that we had was phenomenal. We had a lot of love pouring in for the brand, and people saying that, oh, I did that after X many years with my mother, and it was joyful, etc. And obviously, in terms of numbers, we saw a lot of organic growth in terms of our followers, engagement, etc. So I think the purpose of that particular campaign, Chumpy Talks with Vedix, was to have an emotional connect with the customer, and I think we were able to do that.
Sure, good for you, Charu. Thanks. Abhimanyu.
Yeah, I think in the last maybe 3-4 months, our biggest sort of success story is around the campaign that we did was Thodi Bewakufi To Banti Hai with Sanya and Rajkumar. Really, up the perception for Bewakoof, helped the brand, gained a lot of trust, and especially with the selection that we've done with the endorsements with Sanya and what Rajkumar probably stands for, was really, received well with our audience. I think that's hands down, one of the most successful campaigns we've done in the last maybe 1 or 2 years. Apart from that, multiple capsules in content marketing, which has helped got us a lot of PR attention as well. We launched a collection around the Pride Month. I think that was really well received. And another, a few capsules that we had, which really helped us in content marketing, social media marketing, and then eventually PR as well, were collaborations with Coca-Cola, and something that we did around plus size. So that, these are probably the most recent, campaigns that have done really well for us. I'd also probably like to sort of put a pointer here that, it's not really campaign related. But I think on a day-to-day basis, your content strategy is extremely important. For someone like Bewakoof, who does a lot of humor content, I think that's probably our pick, right? And in terms of memes, if there is a topic that is trending, we are the first ones. We want to be the first ones who is posting something or has a take around it, and you'll see that across our social media. You'll see a lot of other brands doing that as well: Netflix, Zomato, Dunzo, Durex, Amul, and these are all, they have the same core here, and they're doing a fantastic job there.
Yeah, right. Topicality helps a lot. Suman?
Yeah. So when for success stories, I follow an entirely different KPI when I'm talking about my brand. Is last month we have received around 1.6 lakhs user coming back to us telling that they have they have seen enormous change in our technical platform. Because I'll not say that we were perfect when we launched, maybe a couple of years back, but gradually we did a lot of improvements. We added a lot of features. Even a big pioneer of fantasy cricket, they don't have those kind of feature, but we had them added. So we have been receiving a lot of users getting back to us telling that thank you for this feature and all. This is one of the prime KPI for me in terms of success story. But in terms of content marketing, I'd like to specific 3 different campaigns. For 11 wickets, we did with Puppy Bolta Hai. Actually, Puppy is a puppet, right? And he has his friends. A friend, and he tries to make him understand why 11 wickets is different in a very funny way. And that guy, his friend, is actually very foodie type of guy. So around this campaign, we launched 6 videos, right? And 4 of them were prank videos. Among them, 3 of them received around 500,000 engagement and more than 2-3 millions of views within 7 days of the launch. Now that was pretty big. And secondly, we are also planning on another campaign for Rummy 24, which is a Chatur, his animated character, and he'll be, this is not, we haven't done in press release yet, but we are changing our brand ambassador from Sunny Leone to Sanjay Dutt. So we will be coming up with videos as well. I don't know how the campaign will perform, but trust me, our team has worked really hard on that. And the later stage, the recent growth, recent success story would be being. We were on trend on Twitter for around 3 to 4 hours, and we reached around 100 million people. So this
Why
three
did you
things
trend?
I'd like to highlight.
Did you trend for a specific reason?
Yes, the reason was, as I earlier mentioned, that we always try and bring something which is comment related. Like we did when there was remember one incident happened. Rahul Bose was charged rupees 452 or 552 somewhere. So we created different memes around it as well, which was related to our brand.
Banana. He was
Yeah,
charged for.
right. And a lot of brands did that too. So we did, and that didn't went that well. But recently there was another. I cannot really campaign because we do it more often. Every now and then we do it, and that trending part reached around 100 million people. That was a big thing for us.
All right, Suman, makes sense. And after talking to you guys, I can say that it is undeniable that building trust and reliability with the audiences, basically that doesn't happen overnight. It requires a lot more effort than just having a curated social media account. Brands in 2021 need to prioritize their customers' needs and wants while preparing their content marketing strategies. Uh, Basically, this will just help them to churn out really valuable content. This way, they won't only build trust, but will also move beyond transactions and ultimately create very lasting brand loyalty. That's 2 cents from my side. Thank you, Charu. Thank you so much, Abhimanyu. Thank you, Suman, and thank you, Runa, for joining us today. It was great having you all. Wonderful discussion.